Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111
Oh my God! Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning. KZOZ-FM San Luis Obispo.
Jeff and Jeremy, it's time to go to work.
Friday.
Allison Chain's in trouble, man. Big time trouble. Did you hear about this?
No.
There's a bunch of artists that were taking the COVID relief grant money and pocketing it and spending it on all kinds of like luxury items and stuff like that. It's funny because Lil Wayne was one of them. Chris Brown was one of them. You know who Marshmello is? He's a
there
DJ
was
producer.
A lot of people that was scamming on this. I don't understand where the COVID relief funding goes to a band like Alice in Chains.
Yeah, well, apparently their touring companies could apply for this COVID relief money to, take care of the employees that they have working for the company. It is AIC Entertainment for Alice in Chains. I'll get to them in just a minute. Chris Brown is probably the biggest person that is just like, I don't care. They're going to give me this money. I'm gonna live large. He spent $10 million. He received $10 million. $5 million of it went directly to Chris Brown, which he used to pay for a birthday party and a trip to Mexico where there was no social distancing.
That sounds like COVID relief I'm into. Let's go to Mexico and not social distance.
I needed relief. I needed to have my birthday party in Mexico, okay? And I wanted a lot of people around.
Mexico's still there, too. They didn't all die. It's funny how that worked.
Lil Wayne got $8.9 million. Wow. One of them, $1.4 million of it was spent on private jets, and then $500,000 of it was spent on clothing. Marshmello. So Alice in Chains is the least egregious of all of them. Marshmello is a DJ and a producer. He collected the entire $9.9 million that he got. He didn't split it up with anybody as part of his company, and he kept it for himself. And then Alice in Chains, AIC Entertainment, they got $4.1 million from the United States government. Jerry Cantrell received $1.4 million of it. Sean Kinney and Mike Inez got $682,000 of that money. None of the money went towards staff health insurance. And the guitar tech for the band, he got cancer in 2022, and he had to start a GoFundMe account in which a lot of people probably gave money to. He died earlier this year. Imagine if he would have had, some of that money, that $4.1 million, instead of having to start a like, how do you stay silent on that? If you're Jerry Cantrell and you took $1.4 million and you're like, hey, we got $4.1 million from the government for COVID relief. And he's like, man, I got cancer. And he's like, oh man, that sucks. Better start a GoFundMe. You keep $1.4 million for yourself?
Jeez.
It was supposed to be for the whole staff of the company.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so many people are going down with that, and I have friends that own small businesses, and they applied, they got money, and it helped them get through that time and pay their staff and all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of people were just thinking, hell, they're handing out so much so fast. There's a good chance that they're not going to be able to keep track of all this. Yeah, they keep track of it enough. Yeah. And now, we're years later now, right? We're 2 years later, and 3 years later,
they're moving. They're moving at their speed. The government speed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll give you this money, but don't worry. In 10 years, we're going to find out that you misused it, and we're going to come after you for it. Right when you think you're scot-free, they'll be like, hey, like the one time that we won, I think we won like $2,000 on a slot machine or something like that, but it was like on January 3rd, and I'd forgotten about it.
And a year later, the tax man came.
A year and a half later, because I was like,
Hey, remember that time you were at the casino? Yeah.
Didn't you guys win $2,500 on a casino jackpot? Yeah, we're going to need 800 of that.
See, I was the opposite. Every COVID check that we got, which was only maybe one or two, I put in our savings account. And I said, we're not touching this money unless we absolutely, have to. Because they're going to want some of this back, if not all of it back. And so I know we did pay tax on it, but we didn't have to give it back. But still, glad to do it. Never trust the government. Never. Especially when it comes to your tax money. And what a nightmare, right? And how do you get out of it? I mean, I don't know. Bankruptcy? I don't even know if you can get out with that.
Yeah, I'm
in this situation, you can't get out of it. I mean, they're going to have to pay it back. There's going to be a fine, and they're lucky if they don't go to jail.
Well, it's for Marshmello, Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, and Alice in Chains. They can all go on tour and make the money and pay it back. Well, I don't know about Chris Brown. I don't know why anybody wants to go see that woman beat her. But the other three, they could probably make it up by working a little bit harder. So they have to work for their money at the end of the day.
He may be a woman beater, but he's not P. Diddy. And I'm not saying that being a woman beater is okay. I'm just saying there's worse things you could be.
True. That is, I guess when you put it that way. Yes.
Until they find out that he used to hang out with P. Diddy at his parties.
Then that vaults him to the top.
Yeah, now he's a sicko pervert.
There's some illegal advice for P. Diddy. Find Chris Brown at one of your parties and then just say it was his fault.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. 93.3 KZOZ rocks.
Not only are they bad at basketball at 7-19 on the season, but they're bad at life. And this is the Charlotte Hornets. Team was sold last year for $3 billion. Like, this is that's ridiculous. Like, you're buy
so much money.
And it's a bottom of the barrel franchise. It's like perennially they suck. They're an afterthought. They're what Milwaukee used to be. Milwaukee's great because they got Giannis. And they're actually good. The Charlotte Hornets never sniff greatness, yet they sold for $3 billion. And they continue to sniff other than greatness. I was going to say something else, but it's a little early for that kind of visual. The other night during one of the breaks in the game, they do these promotion things, like in-house entertainment department is what they're called. And they do these things where they bring, half-court shots, dogs catching frisbees, mascot slam dunking, jumping off of a trampoline, these kinds of things. Well, they have because it's the holidays, they have a heartfelt one, and they bring in this boy, and they read this boy's letter about how I've been a good kid this year, and my family's going through tough times, and I really like a PlayStation 5 for Christmas. They read the whole letter on the court and all that stuff. I have audio, but it's really bad because it's picked up over the PA, so my apologies on that. They bring out a PlayStation 5. The cheerleader comes walking out with the PlayStation 5 and say, here you go. Then they walk off court, and the in-house entertainment representative, whoever it is, takes the PS5 away from them. And then in this day and age, it's 2024, everybody's got a camera on this moment, right? Everybody's got their phone out recording this moment. He takes it away from the kid and gives him a jersey. They're going to keep the PS5. They're like, what? Here's the Hornets statement on what happened. He said, during last night's game, there was an on-court skit that missed the mark. The skit included bad decision-making and poor communications. Simply put, we turned the ball over and we apologize. We have reached out to the family and are committed to not only making it right, but to exceeding their expectations. We will be providing the fan with a PlayStation 5 that he should have taken home last night, not one of our crappy players' jerseys, and along with a VIP experience to a future game. Our goal is and will remain to elevate the guest experience for every person that enters the Spectrum Center and to show our fans how much we appreciate their relentless, it's got to be relentless if they're 7-19, their relentless support of the Charlotte Hornets. A skit that missed the mark. It sounded like you guys had that planned all along.
Yeah.
Oh, just give the kid a jersey. Just give the kid a jersey. He'll be happy with what he gets.
Why would you go up and take, after reading that letter and they give him the thing, I'm like, nope, we're going to take that. Here you go. What the hell? That is so weird. Like, people should lose their jobs. Like, that is, I really don't understand how that happens. Like, or the logic behind it. Like, whose idea was it to not give the kid the PlayStation? So did they do this in front of all the fans, or they just walked up?
Yes.
As soon as the lights went off of him and they went to do something else?
And the action started up on the court between the 76ers and the Hornets. That's when they're talking to the kid, and they're like, okay, we're going to need that back, and here you go. Here's a jersey.
Thanks for being the ploy to our plot.
It's not funny. It's not funny, but it's terrible.
Yeah, that is bad.
It's exploitation. It's child exploitation. That's really what the Charlotte Hornets are doing.
Well, at least somebody there had some common sense and said, we need to get in front of this now and,
yeah,
do this
well,
right.
because it started making the rounds on social media. People like there was a friend
$3 billion organization who can't give a kid a PlayStation 5. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah, and this was an organization that was sold for $3 billion last year.
Jeez.
What's a PlayStation 5? $500?
I have no idea, but I guarantee you they can afford it.
You could probably, if you bought $3 billion worth of PlayStation 5s, it probably would fill to the roof the entire Spectrum Center.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at kzoz.com.
The Assist Home Loans poll question can be found over there. Apparently, 48% of people are planning on staying sober for the holidays. In a recent survey, 48% saying that they're not going to be drinking beer, wine, mixed drinks, hard liquor, champagne, wine, anything.
It's all those Gen Zers that were like they're afraid of alcohol because the World Health Organization said it's going to kill you.
So our poll question today is asking you, what are you celebrating with this holiday? Are you celebrating with beer, wine, mixed drinks?
Weed? Is weed on there?
The green stuff. The green stuff. Yeah. That's not Jell-O. Or are you just doing a bah humbug and you're going to drink water? You can let us know over there at kzoc.com. I would say beer, yes. Wine, probably. Mixed drinks, of course. The green stuff, probably going to wait maybe on that one. That's something it's not a regular thing with me. It's kind of like when I'm hanging out with my friends down at their cabin or like, we're camping or something like that. And it's usually because somebody else has it. I don't have it. I don't have it here, even though it's legal. 805-543-3693. Call or text. You can also vote in the poll question at kzoz.com.
Hey, you need to add another choice on there.
Okay.
And it's like sweets or / cookies. Because I feel like that's what I've been surviving. I've been eating like Buddy the Elf. And it's because you're busy this time of year and you need to grab something that is abundant, quick and easy and on the go. And I look everywhere I turn around. There are cookies. There's Christmas cookies everywhere.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the year that I might break my body's tolerance for cookies. Like my body's just going to be like, yuck, get those cookies because I'm getting sick of them. Yeah. But you need nourishment and you're busy and you're on the go. So you just you're like, oh, okay, I got to eat something. I'll grab a cookie. And you grab a cookie and then you go. And now I'm getting to the point where cookies don't even taste good.
Well, this is cookie season, right? Do you eat cookies outside of this? I rarely do. I mean, rarely.
I told
outside
you
of Christmas,
that I would
never
rather have a cookie than a cake for my birthday cake.
Yeah.
So like I love cookies. Now I'm starting to get burned out on cookies.
I eat them this time of year. I love the shortbread cookies. I like the sugar cookies. I like the
shortbread are the best.
Those ones that come in the tin are still one of my favorites.
And this is the worst. These are the worst cookies.
Are they Swedish?
The Christmas cookies because they Yes, I know what you're talking about. The ones that come in the
round
blue tin,
tin?
the butter.
Yeah.
They're called butter cookies.
Yes, with the ones with the swirl one. Oh, that was
the swirl one that it makes an O.
Yep.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best
agree.
cookie.
That always goes first.
I also like the little pretzel shaped one that's got the little sugar crystals on it. That one's good.
That one's good.
Those two go quick. Those are
the rectangle one with all the sugar on it. Too much sugar. But yeah,
I agree.
And when you're drinking coffee, they're so good. Yeah.
How come, what happened? What happened to those? I don't see a lot of those anymore. They used to be like the currency when it came to Christmas cookies. Then everybody started watching a Great American Bake Off, and then they're like, "Oh, check it out! I put a pound of frosting on this cookie. Here, go ahead and eat it." And you're like, "It's too much, man! I want my cookies to be like shortbread and not have too much sweet on them. Just a regular sugar cookie with nothing on it is like the best cookie." Jeremy, I had the best cookie. In fact, my family's going to be mad because I ate them all.
Survival of the fittest.
We got them as a gift. It was Brown Sugar Baking Company. Is that what it's called? Brown Sugar Baking Company?
Brown
butter.
Brown butter. Cookie.
Brown butter.
Cookie
Brown butter cookie. Yeah, the one they have, the Cayucas, the Paso Robles one. And they have this cookie. And normally their cookies, they're those ones that are real crumbly. And they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
But this is different. This is totally different. It's called a sea salt honey sugar cookie. And it's a round cookie, like a regular cookie. It's a little on the chewy side. It's got salt on top of it. It's a honey-made sugar cookie. So it's chewy. It's got that honey flavor to it. And then it's got sea salt on the top of it. My Lord, I don't think I would ever get sick of those. Like if somebody made those. But it's when people make their own sugar cookies or make their own Christmas cookies, that's when it jumps the shark. Like my kids do this. Like they put frosting, sprinkles, eyes, like little googly eyes, little googly eyes on them. I mean, they're doing all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's a good cookie. Nobody's ever going to eat that.
So the original, I think, is a brown butter sea salt cookie. That's what I fell in love with years ago.
That's the OG. That's the crumbly one. This is a chewy cookie. This is something that that I've seen of theirs.
Is this the white chip made with? No, that's not.
Nope.
With the Gardelie chocolate.
It's a flat. It looks kind of like a peanut butter cookie, but it's not. It looks like a peanut butter cookie.
Well, they've got a bunch of these. I'm looking them up right now. There's the Holiday Spice, which is a shortbread cookie. There's these are called the Seasonal Shortbread Collection, which, I guess you get a little bit of this and that. There's the Toffee. There's the Seasonal Shortbread Trio. There's the Holiday Sugar Cookie. Ooh, that looks really good. It's a shortbread square cookie. Let's see these, and then all back to the round ones. Is it the old fashioned? See, the problem is it doesn't tell you what's on the cookie, and you don't pay attention.
So it was honey. It was honey, and it said it was honey. Like the name of it was honey, and then it had sea salt on it, on the top of it. You could taste the sea salt. Yeah, it's not on their website. I'm looking at their website right now. They don't have it.
How do they not have it? How is that? I don't
know. Maybe the people went into the store and bought it. I have no idea. But you're talking about ordering it? No, I have no idea.
I love these cookies.
It's an excellent cookie.
I want to get them.
It's an excellent cookie. I'm telling you. I ate all three of them. They came in a little pack of 3. I ate all 3.
Yeah, my wife just brought home a plate of cookies from her work. They do the cookie exchange. And, she always makes the pretzel with the Rolo and the pecan on top. Such a great cookie.
That's easy.
Right. And then people make the sugar cookies, just the old school ones, a little bit of, brown sugar and cinnamon. And oh my God, they're so good. And then Jackasses made a toothpaste cookie. It was a pink cookie because they wanted it to look like peppermint, and it had M&Ms in it, but they put like peppermint flavoring in the cookie dough. So when you bite into it, it didn't even taste good. It wasn't like a good peppermint cookie either. It was just, I had to throw it away. And then these other people are trying to make these fancy things where it's like a dough ball.
The other day.
It's like a round ball, but it's all mushy, and then you smell it, and it doesn't smell like anything you want to put in your mouth. So I threw those away. Quit getting fancy.
There's like Christmas cookie. Yeah, you don't have to get fancy with Christmas cookie. That's the thing. That's why the ones in the blue tin. So all this talk about cookies, you have to add cookie to that poll question.
Well, this is a question about
mind-altering stuff.
Drinking. Yes,
you have
mind-altering stuff.
You have to add cookies to it.
Cookies aren't mind-altering. I think it's a different discussion.
That's how you celebrate the season. Well, some cookies are.
Did you know that Brown Butter Cookie Company makes snickerdoodles? I bet they're the best you've ever had.
If they put salt on them, they're good. There needs to be more salt in cookies.
I agree.
Make cookies salty again.
93.3 KZOZ rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.